What's up, everybody? You were tuned in to the Crystal
And more.
Podcast, episode 71. Big Energy Monday. Had to start a little later today, but I hope you guys are having a good afternoon. Whether
Mhm.
you're at work, whether you're at home, whatever you're doing today, I hope you're having a good day. We got a lot of things to discuss, a lot of topics, sports and non sports. So, without further ado, let's get to it. And we are back. Crystal Lamar Podcast, episode 71, Big Energy Monday. Ma, what's going on?
Not much, man. Came off a really good weekend, very relaxed weekend, man. Went to the spa, got my little massage thing on. Really good, man. So I feel relaxed, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. You know, glad the work week is over, and here on my off days, and I'm just chilling, man.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
what's up.
all right, man. Let's get into some of these topics, man. NBA playoffs are among us, people.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and add this right here.
Hmm.
Can you see that?
I can see that clear as day.
All right. So we got the Thunder as the number one seed on the West.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Nuggets at number two. You got Clippers at four. They're going to be facing the Mavericks. And you got the Timberwolves at three. They're going to be facing the Suns. And then you got the play-in tournament where you got the Kings and the Warriors have to play each other. And then the Pelicans and the Lakers, your Lakers, have
Yeah.
to play each other. And then whoever wins that play each other the loser goes, what is it? The loser becomes the eighth seed?
What out of the 7-8?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the loser will play the winner of the 9-10, and then
Mhm.
out of those two, they'll play the Thunder and become the 8th seed.
Okay. All right, man. So let's start with the West right now.
Yeah.
Well, we can do this. We can do this. Celtics are one seed.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks are the two seed. We got
Mm-hmm.
the Cavs are the four, and the Magic are the fourth seed. They play each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Bucks and the Pacers. They're gonna play each other. Three and six seed. And then you have the plan with the Bulls at nine, Hawks at 10. You got the Sixers, the seven seed, and the Heat at the eight seed. So
Yeah.
actually, let's start with the East side first. Let's start with the East.
Okay.
First of all, in the play-in tournament, who you got winning out of those set of teams?
Well, th- these are going to be interesting. I think with the Bulls and Hawks matchup, at this point, man, it just depends on who's going to be hot between DeMar DeRozan. Obviously, Zach LaVine is going to be playing. Alex Caruso's a little banged up as well. Um, you would think the Bulls would have, especially having the home court, you would think they would have the best shot to win this. But I low key think the Hawks are going to go in and steal that game. I think with Trey Young getting back, obviously Deontay Murray, he's a very explosive player. I do like their squad. I know they went through a lot of injuries. Obviously, their record really doesn't say much of what they accomplished this year. But I low key like the Hawks going into that game. I think it will be I low key think I could see them not even being a close game. I think I could see the Hawks, getting pretty hot. Trey Young is really built for this playoff shit, so we've seen it before. So I wouldn't be surprised. And then obviously Deontay Murray has had a had a lot of big games as well. As far as the 7-8 matchup with the 76ers and Heat, obviously, everybody's is always going to think the Heat are going to go into, playoff Heat mode. Jimmy Butler, they usually play a lot better in the playoffs. But, sooner or later, man, that's not going to happen. And then I think, especially with Embiid coming back, I know he's been kind of inconsistent, but at the same time, he just got back not too long ago. I just think the presence on the inside with Embiid, I think, with the addition of Buddy Hield, Tyrese Maxey, he's playing amazing. And having the home court, I definitely like the 76ers going on into the next round. I would just with the playing.
All right, for sure. And then let's talk about the middle seedings. The
Yeah.
number 4 Cavaliers versus the 5 Magic. Or
Mhm.
actually, let's go with number 3 Bucks versus number 6 Pacers.
Yeah.
Who do you like out of that?
This one I think is going to be very interesting. I think the Pacers, they've had the Bucks number even with Giannis. Now with the injury that Giannis has occurred with the calf strain, it brings up a lot of similarities to what KD had to deal with. The last year he was with the Warriors. You don't want to rush him back. I will be surprised if he's playing in the first 2 games. Maybe even the third. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see him. It wouldn't be until maybe the 5th or 6th game. And even then, I think that's kind of like a stretch, but I think that would be kind of like best case scenario for the Bucks. But right now, the Bucks are just not playing well. You're starting to see the holes within the defense that we've been seeing all year. We've been kind of, being patient, with the addition of Doc Rivers after they fired Adrian Griffin in the middle part of the season. Hoping that, maybe this Bucks team can, sure up the defense just a little bit. We weren't expecting them to be, like Celtic style or hell, even the Lakers when they're playing great defense. But at least something a little bit better where people can have at least a better feeling about the Bucks. But without Giannis and having that presence and athletic ability on the inside, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, to score the bucket. Tyrese Halliburton, obviously, when the Pacers were playing really well with the Bucks, obviously they did have Buddy Hield. They do not have Buddy Hield no more, so obviously the team does look a little bit different. But at the same time, Tyrese Halliburton has played an amazing. I know he's been kind of nicked up the last part of the year, but hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers end up still in this series, or at least make it a very long series to the point where it could wear out the Bucks, it could wear out Dame, and obviously, the longer that these series, go, the potential for injuries and some unfortunate calls or whatever could derail their season, and that would be kind of big for the Bucks.
Okay, and then you have the Cavaliers versus the Magic 4 and 5 seed. Who do you like out of that series?
This one, I think this one's gonna be pretty good, but man, I can see an upset as well. You know what I mean? With the Cavs, you would expect with them, like for the majority part of the year, they've been playing pretty well. But with Donovan Mitchell having his knee problems and stuff like that, it puts a little bit of a eerie feeling on how they're going to produce in the playoffs. Are we going to get the consistency? I know Donovan Mitchell can perform in the playoffs. We've seen that before when he was with the Utah Jazz. I know they had the bad year with his first year with the Cavs when they went up against the Knicks last year, but I wouldn't be surprised with the Magic. I'm going to still pick the Cavaliers though. I think they are the better team when healthy and if they're clicking, but the Magic, I wouldn't sleep on them. I could see a long series with this one as well.
Okay. Now let's go to the West. Now you got the play-in over here with the Kings and the Warriors, the Pelicans and your Lakers. Who do you like out of these the play-in tournament?
So I'll start with the Kings and Warriors. Obviously, man, this matchup, we got it last year in the playoffs. Obviously, we got a 7-game series last year, and that series was amazing. Kings home court advantage, man, that's nothing to sleep with, man. And the Warriors haven't really been playing well on the road. Obviously, earlier in this year, we had the whole Draymond, or was it this year or last year? You had the whole Draymond incident with Domantas Sabonis. So, you got to always keep your eye on that. Klay Thompson seems like he's been playing a little bit better towards the end of the year. You're going to need another big game from Steph. Obviously, with Malik Monk out and a couple other key players, I think that could be a key thing right there. So I'm gonna pick the Warriors to win this game and advance to the winner loser bracket to try to get the AC. And then as far as the Pelicans and Lakers, look, I'm gonna start by saying this. I've been seeing a lot of people on in the media, on ESPN, Fox Sports, and all that, trying to say the Lakers should purposely lose this game to not go against the Nuggets. I think that's crazy. I think that's asinine, as Stephen A. Smith would say. And Stephen A. Smith was clearly one of the ones suggesting that the Lakers should lose. I think that's crazy, man. I think the Lakers, they need to go ahead and win this game. I'm gonna pick the Lakers. I know it's gonna be a little bit tougher, especially just playing them a day ago. Again, Pelicans at home, but I think there's going to be a lot of Laker fans in New Orleans. There always is. Obviously, with AD having the back injury, I think he'll be okay. There's a sense that Vando will be able to come back sometime next week. I don't think it will be for this game tomorrow, but if we can make the playoffs, I think he'll be able to play this weekend. So I think that's a really, really great sign for the Lakers because he's a key component to the perimeter defense that we have. And it kind of leaves the pressure off with LeBron. LeBron showed out on Sunday. Playing defense, man. He looked like prime LeBron out there, so I'm gonna shout him out for that. But I'm gonna pick the Lakers, man. Going up, and we're gonna get the Nuggets, man. This Saturday, man. So, hey, man, Lakers all day, man. That's my squad, man. So, yeah.
All right. Timberwolves at the Suns. Who do you like?
Look, I'll say this: Timberwolves should win this series. Especially with the size that they have. They should be able to dominate on the inside. The Suns have nothing to do. They have nothing that can alleviate Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert to produce. Now, the thing is, you got the 3 wild cards with the Phoenix Suns. You got KD, you got Devin Book, you got Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal's been playing really amazing as far as especially the last game. It seemed like it wasn't just Devin Book or KD and then Bradley Beal as the afterthought. It seemed like all 3 of them were finally starting to gel a little bit. So I'm curious to see how it goes. They look really good against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves were really trying to win that game to try to get the number 1 seed on Sunday. This is going to be an interesting series, man. As I said, the Timberwolves should win this, especially being able to dominate the inside. But with those 3 wild cards, you never know. So I'll keep it respectable, and I think the Timberwolves will win in 7 games. I could definitely see that. And going in with the Clippers and Mavericks, this is probably going to be the most fun series out of anything. Minus, if we get the Lakers Nuggets series, I think this is going to be top tier. Kyrie Irving. Luka looking like an MVP. Kyrie Irving's playing amazing. They look like they're gelling well. The additions that the Dallas Mavericks got during the trade deadline have been amazing. Obviously, the Clippers have had some downs in the second half of the year. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard dealing with some injuries. Paul George was dealing with some injuries. They did get Russell Westbrook back, and surprisingly, Russell Westbrook seems like he's the key to making the Clippers go because ever since he got back, the Clippers seem like they've been rolling again. So, and then also the Clippers just signed Kai Jones to be part of the team. And then obviously, Kai Jones went through, some weird times, during the offseason, the beginning part of the year. And then the Hornets ended up cutting him. And then, he kind of went overseas and kind of recollected himself. But Kai Jones, man, if he can get going, man, that's a serious addition for the Clippers, man. That's a real positive addition. He can definitely help out on the inside. So, this is going definitely 7 series, but I think Luka owns the Clips, man. He's not scared of Kawhi. He's not scared of Paul George. I could definitely see the Mavericks winning this in 7 or 6 games.
All right. Should be an exciting first round of the playoffs.
Very exciting. I can't wait. It's my favorite time of the year, honestly, for sports.
When does it start?
So the play-in start tomorrow. So tomorrow's it's the all West. It's the entire West side for the play-in, and then on Wednesday you got the entire East. And then the winner loser brackets on both sides will play on, I think, Thursday or Friday. And then obviously the playoffs will start Saturday. Cool. So
cool. All right. All right, man. Let's talk a little music, man. Drake, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Drake over the weekend, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was leaked out first.
Mm-hmm.
He leaked out his diss track, and everybody, all the Drake fans were going crazy, and it was a different beat, so it looked like he threw it out there to test it out to see if the response, and then he went back, mastered it, and put a whole different beat. The DJ Academics, I'll give him his credit. He was playing it on his streams.
Yeah.
And he played it with the new beat mastered. And I will admit, the beat does, with the new beat, it does sound a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
That was my issue with it the first time, was I wasn't really feeling the beat.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics are cool, but I wasn't feeling the beat like that. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go out the window and act like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's cool. All
Mm-hmm.
right, people, it's cool. I get it. Um, but he had some things he said, to Kendrick, how you fuck you big stepping with a size 7 men's on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, pretty much said that his splits with top dog, top dog's exploiting him.
Mm-hmm.
Said Scissor got you wiped down, Travis got you wiped down, Savage got you wiped down. Um, what else did he say? Told Drum Metro to shut his whole ass up and play the drums. Pretty much told Ricky Rose he needs to worry about his situation with Diddy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he threw some hard hitting shots. You know what I'm saying? That was
Mm-hmm.
that was cool. You know what I'm saying? Um, but later, Mr. Rose responded with his own diss track. And he talked about a few things, pretty much called Drake a white boy, and talked about him sending French Montana a cease and desist. I don't know about that situation, but that was interesting. Um, yeah, and it's just been a crazy weekend of diss records flying around, and right now it's between Drake and Rick Ross. We're still waiting for Kendrick's response. They tried to say it was a track earlier today,
Mm-hmm.
but people are confirming that that's AI.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know, AI even knows that J. Cole shouldn't apologize. But what are your thoughts on the weekend of diss records?
Well, I'll start off obviously with Drake, the leak Drake. He didn't even drop it yet, so just the leak. I'll start off by saying this: AI is really fucking up the game right now. Because when that initial Drake drop, man, we didn't know if it was real, fake, or whatever. Some of these AI songs are getting really good real quick. So, but overall, man, I liked it better than you. I know you weren't too really impressed with it. I personally like the original beat. I would love to heard the original beat mastered. I like the beat that was officially out with DJ Academics. I fuck with it. You know what I mean? It's cool. It gives it the life that it needs. You know what I mean? Um, so I just appreciate that we finally got something, you know what I mean, instead of just the speculations, the rumors, a whole bunch of other rappers saying Heat is coming and all this other type of stuff. And we can kind of push forward from the whole J. Cole thing. I know a lot of people, me and you, regurgitated that all week last week about how disappointed we were with the whole J. Cole situation. I'm not going to bring it up. We spoke our piece about it. It is what it is. So I'm just glad that the conversation can get moved forward as far as like with this rap battle that we are getting. So I overall I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good response. I thought it did what Drake needed to do. I agree with you too. I agree with you though. I think people need to calm down with this. This is not this is not like Ether. This ain't nothing like that. So we can all chill about it. But I do like it. I do like it. I'm glad we got something. Um, you know, as far as like, then we go into the Rick Ross situation. Shout out to Rick Ross, man. He came back real quick. He was on Quavo time with his shit. And it was actually really good. And then obviously, he threw a lot of reasons why him and Drake aren't cool. Obviously the whole DM situation. The cease and desist with French Montana. I think it came from a song that was supposed to be on one of his albums, and then it might have reignited the whole Kanye West. And I think it was the time where Drake and Kanye kind of like pieced it up for a little bit. So I think he wanted to kind of like chill on that. That's the rumors that is supposed to be told. But overall, man, Rick Ross is going in as far as like, it definitely doesn't seem like, you know what I mean, he's really too fond of Drake right now. And then, obviously Drake, he posted a little thing about a little message he sent to his mom. And then I thought right here kind of showed the chink in Drake's armor right here because you know, you sending a text to your mom and all that was whatever. But like, you know, you throwing out the whole that he's racist shit was kind of corny to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you know, I've seen people, you know, post photos of, you know, Drake's nose when he came out, when he was like in So Far Gone mode to, you know, how he is now. To me, does it look different? It does look a little bit different, but you know what I mean? But overall, man, I'm just excited to see the excitement back in hip hop, man. I really am. I really am. For people thinking that Kendrick ain't gonna come back with a really good response, y'all tripping. You know what I mean? For people that are saying that Kendrick's on the clock, look, it took Drake damn near 2-3 weeks for him to finally drop some, and he technically didn't even drop the shit. Fucking leaked, so he still ain't dropped the shit. You know, you got certain people on the internet saying, no, Drake's still scared to drop a diss because he technically still hasn't dropped shit. You know what I mean? It just got leaked. But overall, man, and then also this weekend, it kind of shows you the dynamics in hip hop media with DJ Academics, Joe Budden, man. It seems like they are the heartbeat of what hip hop is and the media that's coming in.
Adam 22. I don't know what the hell you talking about
Oh
over
yeah,
there.
I saw that. I saw that earlier, man. Like, bro, you need to just stick to your
Relax.
porn shit, bro. That because that's honestly what where your clicks are coming from, is from that porn side of the whole situation. I think your regular podcast is like whatever. I think that's what Joe is really talking about. He ain't even worried about your porn shit, because porn is always going to win, because horniness is at an all-time level. Like that shit's just going to win, bro. And I thought Lamar Odom saying he wanted to watch one of his scenes was kind of crazy, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But back to this shit. I'm just excited. Hopefully we can get a Kendrick Lamar response soon. You know, there's been a lot of hints and inklings that we will begin to respond soon. Now, when it happens, it'll happen when it'll happen. And then when it does, you know, it's gonna pause the world again, and we're all gonna be refocused on it. You know, there's also rumors that Drake has, you know, more stuff laying in the cut, you know, waiting in the drop, supposedly. So my question to you is, you know, they've been obviously, you know, there's been some inklings about, you know, Drake's past with the whole situation of ghostwriting and all that. Do you believe that he wrote this track?
Yeah, I do.
Think he wrote it?
I do.
You do?
I think he wrote it.
Think so?
I think the whole ghostwriting thing. Here's my take on that. I think the whole, what's the album called? If you're listening to this, it's too late. Is that what the album called?
Oh, if you was reading this, it's too late type shit.
Yeah, whatever. Because that was those reference tracks came out from Quentin Miller. I think everybody from that point on just thought, he doesn't write none of his stuff. I think he writes. I do think he writes. Yes, does he some of his like singing stuff? Do I think he gets help with? Of course. I think Weeknd probably wrote some stuff back in the day. Do I think Party Next Door wrote some records that he took from Party? Of course. And other artists, you know what I'm saying? But he's wrote stuff too. He's wrote stuff from Alicia Keys and other people, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the raps, I do think he writes his raps. I do. I think the ghostwriting thing is kind of, I think it went too far. Like, yes, did he get reference tracks from Quentin Miller for that album? Yes, he did. Do I think he used every lyric verbatim? No, I think he wrote, you know, he liked the songs and he like inserted, you know, his stuff into it. But yeah, I think he wrote this record. And, you know, I think he's been writing his music, you know, since, you know, that situation.
Here's where this is where I disagree with you on that, because I think it hasn't just been Quentin Miller. It has been a lot more shit that has come out with Drake. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he don't write nothing, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, you just had this shit where it just got leaked with Lil Yachty's reference track with Jumbo shit popping, and it's literally word for word that Drake rap. Now I don't know if obviously, you know, with that being leaked, I'm not saying that's all of his songs, but at the end of the day, there is a track record with Drake with stealing flows, stealing styles, stealing rap cadences, and all that. So it's kind of like, in a sense, that I think it does leave some in question whether this was written by him or not. I think if this is written by him, cool. You know, I said it's cool. This is not the greatest shit in the world, but I do fuck with it. If this is not written by him, I think it still looks weak. I think we're still not getting generally your thoughts, like what you want. Like you can. I don't know if it's a scenario where you're giving. If this is a situation where he has somebody else writing his shit and he's giving them kind of synopsis on how he feels and what he wants to put in it type of shit, I still don't think it's genuine to me. But you know, I'm gonna give him the leeway and just say, you know, if he did write this shit, I said it is what it is. Like I'm not saying this is the greatest shit in the world. People saying that this shit is over, they're capping. Like you're just a Drake fan. As I said, you're a lot of them. It honestly, like this weekend has really shown the dick riding for Drake, and I get it. Drake is one of the biggest music stars in the world. I get it. It'll be no different if Taylor Swift was beefing with Beyonce. You know what I mean? I get it. Those two are big, but I believe Taylor Swift's fans are bigger than Beyonce's. That's just how powerful Taylor Swift is at this point. And it's kind of the same with Drake and Kendrick fans. You know what I mean? Or Drake and just whoever fans. I just think in the sense of that, you know what I mean? Like the dick riding has gone out of control. Like we got to calm down. Like I get it. You're going to go for your boy, but let's give a fair battle, man. Let's like, don't be trying to be like, yo, Kendrick, you're on time mode. Like, but your boy took 2 weeks. Like, yo, let's just everybody chill out. Kendrick going to drop. I said overall, I'm excited for what's going on.
And this whole thing about Drake getting jumped, y'all gotta cut it out.
Yeah, that shit's corny, man. Like, come on, man. Like, did you listen? Did you listen to the Ish shit when he was talking about that shit? No, so Ish was like, yo, Ish and Ice said it, they think it's corny. Obviously, in the sense that, you know, Drake is getting kind of like, you know, ganged up on by all these artists and stuff like that. And then he kind of contradicts himself because Joe kind of calls him out. He's like, you jumped people before, like literally, you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, I have. You know what I mean? So it's just like, why do you think it's corny for a rapper to get jumped upon? If that's what you think, I still don't think it is. I just think this is a culmination of a lot of people not fucking with Drake. Mm-hmm. And you know, this is just kind of like the volcano reaction of everything that's just going on. But at the end of the day, Drake can hold his own. He's a big boy, you know, he'd be fine. But I just think all that shit is just kind of weak. Like nobody wants to hear that shit, bro. Like nobody wants to hear that shit.
I don't want to hear it. So, you know, he's not getting jumped. All these clips of him showing him and his Kill Bill, Uma Thurman. Yeah.
And even if he is, so the fuck what? You the greatest of all time. You should be able to handle this shit. So what? At the end of the day, you say you on the throne, right? Everybody's gonna come for the fucking throne. If you watch any show about motherfuckers sitting on the throne, it's not just one person trying to grab that shit. It's multiple people. So miss me with that. Y'all think the shit is fucking lame that all these artists are coming after Drake. Nah, fuck all that shit. If you want the throne, you proclaim yourself the GOAT, people gonna come after your neck at all times. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You must be ready or your throne will be taken from you. That is a reality. So miss me with all this shit. All you Drake fans, get over it. This is a reality of it. Drake put himself in this position. I'm not even counting, and fuck all the other shit that's, you know, being said about Drake. Why the reasons behind these artists not fuck with him. If we're just gonna go on a rap basis on who you think is lyrically the best, there's gonna be multiple people going for the fucking throne because there's multiple people that can be on that throne. It's not just Drake. Kendrick could be on that throne. Pusha T could be on that throne. J. Cole, before he took himself out, could be on that throne. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people. You know what I mean? There's cats on Griselda that could probably be on the throne. There's so many cats that can do it. It's just depending on if you want to get in the battle or not. And you're getting cats who are not afraid. That's just the reality. So miss me with all this, like it's weak. You know, these motherfuckers is pussies because, you know, nah, fuck all that shit. Fuck all that. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's up. And y'all be the same niggas jumping niggas in the physical world. You know what I mean? So you think it's corny that a motherfucker's just lyrically going at a motherfucker. But it's not corny for y'all motherfuckers to literally physically whoop on somebody's ass and jump somebody. But that's not corny. Like, come on, man. Don't be contradicting on yourself, bro. Grow up.
Yeah, for real. All right, man. Let's talk about the WNBA draft. It's popping off tonight.
Let's do it.
It's going down tonight. Everybody's anticipating Caitlin Clark to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Brink is
Hmm.
said to be the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Um, who else? You got Camila Cardoza, Rika Jackson.
Hmm.
Uh, you have Angel Reese, of course, Aaliyah Edwards from UConn.
Hmm.
And that's just to name a few.
Yeah.
Well, what are your expectations for the WNBA draft? Do you think this is one of the biggest WNBA drafts?
I think this draft is cool. I think it's cool. Obviously, the headline is it's going to be Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is going to be a headline. Obviously, we all know she's going to be the number 1 pick. She's going to be playing for the Indiana Fever. She's going to be playing with Aaliyah Boston. So, exciting times for the Indiana Fever, man. They're going to be selling a lot of tickets. They're going to be selling a lot of merch. You know what I mean? Their franchise is gonna boom. It's just the reality of it. No matter how you feel about Caitlin Clark, no matter how you feel about the press situation, it is what it is. I'm kind of curious to see where Angel Reese falls. Obviously, you know what I mean, for the type of player that she is, some people might seem a little surprised that she doesn't seem like she could be in the top 4 or 5 situations. Seems like she's going to be somewhere around 7 to 10 from mock drafts that I've seen. I'm not going to sit here and be like an expert on the mock drafts in the WNBA, but I have looked at a couple of them. So they got her projected around there. Obviously, you got Cameron Brink. She's going to be playing with, they got her projecting to be the number 2 pick, playing with the Sparks. That should be kind of cool. Rika Jackson playing for Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky kind of rebuilding after the, last championship they had with Candace Parker and all that. So he seems like kind of building. I think that'll be a really good spot for her. She can kind of be not saying she's going to be Candace Parker, but she's kind of filling in that same position style like that. Camila Cardoza, they got her projected to be playing for the Sparks too. So it's kind of like, you're getting 2 centers playing for the Sparks. I don't know how that's going to work. From the mock drafts I've seen, but that's kind of like what they got on that. Aaliyah Edwards going to the Mystics. I like that if that's the case on this mock draft I'm looking at. On this mock draft, they got Angel Reese going to the Chicago Sky. You know what I mean? If you get, I'm kind of looking at it, there's a lot of teams that got double picks in the top 10. You know what I mean? So that's kind of curious. Obviously, our aces, they're nowhere near this first round. I don't think they get a pick until the second round, and I think they're the last pick in the second round. And then obviously you got Nika Mule. She played for UConn. She was the guard she was the guard that was kind of guarding Caitlin Clark for most of the game in that semifinal matchup. So they got her projected to be a top 15 pick. So it should be curious, man. A lot of eyes on the WNBA. I'm happy for this league. Seeing the growth of this league from the days of, Cynthia Cooper and Shell Swoops and that New York, Teresa Weatherspoon, WNBA finals days to, seeing the growth of this league. Obviously, the expansion of this league, they're slowly expanding. Hopefully they can get their money situation right a little bit better for these ladies. So, but I'm excited, man. I'm going to peep out the WNBA draft, see the first couple picks, see where a couple of these ladies go. And shout out to all the ladies. Congratulations to them wherever they go. They deserve it. They earned it. And hopefully they'll be very do well in the league next year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about it. OJ's passed away.
Yeah.
He passed away. Was it last Friday? Thursday?
Yeah, I think it was last Friday, I believe. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, OJ passed away. He had prostate cancer. I know he had talked about it on what's that Cameron and Mace show called Is What It Is or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he talked about that, but he thought he was going to be able to beat it. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to. He succumbed to the cancer. I know they said his family came and saw him. It was very private. They told all their family and friends, all his family and friends, not to bring their phones in there. It was just come in, pay your respects to him, his last breath, and go about your business. First off, my prayers goes off to his family. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they did lose a father, they did lose a brother, a friend, whatever. Now, as far as OJ goes, like, look, OJ, when you bring up the OJ, it's so layered because pre murder trial, alleged murder, not which he was found not guilty. Uh, he was a polarizing figure. He was probably one of the most polarizing figures we had seen to date.
Mhm.
You know, I know Jim Brown had did movies and all that stuff, but not on OJ's level. OJ was a trendsetter almost to a sense as a black man being on billboards, being on commercials, being in movies. And then his playing career. The man ran for 2,000 yards in 14 games.
Mhm.
That he won the Heisman. He won MVPs. You know what I'm saying, with Buffalo. So he was a polarizing figure before. He was like The Rock. The way people look at The Rock right now, people looked at OJ like that in the 70s.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Even in the 90s before the situation happened. Like they looked at him as a polarizing figure. He was larger than life. I remember watching the Naked Gun movies and all that stuff coming up. You know what I'm saying? And watching him, he was always made me laugh because he was always getting messed up in the movies or whatever.
Mhm.
But post the murder trial, it's been kind of crazy for OJ. You know what I'm saying? With like I said, he had civil case. He lost that. He was found guilty of the civil case. Um, then he had the situation when he went to go get his stuff back. I forgot what casino was that out here
I
that
forgot
happened
what
at?
casino it was. Yeah, he was. He
But
he got charged for armed robbery.
we got charged for armed robbery and I think kidnapping too because he had a gun. He told people not to leave, and it just
Mhm.
got messy.
Yeah.
Um, the judge, because usually somebody with that crime would only get probably a couple years in prison. She gave him way far exceeding the
Yeah.
charges. I think he had got 33 years in prison. Um, but I don't think he served it all.
Mhm.
Um, but and ever since he's been out, people have embraced him. Like I said, Cameron and Mace, he was on their show. He's been on other stuff. You see him on social media. He had a big social media following. He was on social media always talking about his fantasy league or different stuff going on in the league or just stuff in general.
Yeah.
And look, you have your right to have your opinion about OJ Simpson and how you feel about him and what he's done in his life. And as far as the alleged murder, like I said, he was found not guilty. Regardless if you feel like he did it or not, he was found not guilty. um, OJ will always be one of the more polarizing figures in history, not just in sports, but period in the world.
Yeah. I'm gonna start out by saying, prayers out to his family. Prayers out to him as well. You know what I mean? No matter how you feel, prayers out. You know what I mean? Cancer, fuck cancer. We've
Hmm.
all probably experienced a family member dealing with that. So start that by saying that. OJ was a polarizing figure. He was really the first African American athlete to be embraced by the white community. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Obviously, you had the likes of Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown, but those guys were in their activist mode, so they weren't really as accepted. Like Muhammad Ali now is really accepted, but it took a while. You know what I mean? Same as Jim Brown. It took a while. OJ was the first black athlete to be accepted by the white community. That's huge in its own.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So, he kind of opened some doors. He opened some doors for athletes to be in Hollywood and kind of do some stuff like that. You know what I mean? You mentioned it. He played in a lot of roles. He was even kind of like he almost got the Terminator role. You know what I mean? So, that's how huge he was at the time. As an athlete, as just a Hollywood figure, man. You imagine if OJ lived. Imagine if Twitter was around during those times. You know what I mean? He would be the ultimate superstar. So he would be on the same level as a LeBron James and a Steph Curry and a Tom Brady and stuff like that. He was up there. Um, I think some of the things that I've seen since his passing was announced, to me, were personally disgusting to me. I just think there's a time and place for people to, kind of want to, do a history path with his life and his career. I just think the moment his death is announced, I just don't think it's the right time. You know what I mean? If you want to say something nice, then say it. If you don't want to say nothing at all, you have that right. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this man has a family, people that loved him, friends that loved him. So they are mourning at this time. I just think it's a little insensitive when you see certain news networks kind of just going right off the bat, and kind of just going through his whole court history. At the end of the day, it was so. I remember where I was when that whole court shit was going. I was in school. We literally canceled class to watch the court. We literally watched the whole court proceedings go out. It was kind of like, we even did essays on it. That was kind of like our homework. We watched the case and then we did essays on it. You know what I mean? It was, no matter how you feel about the whole trial and stuff like that, this trial played a big divider between the Black community and white community. It was very huge. You know what I mean? To see a blessful in the court system was a huge moment. This is right after Rodney King and all that, and then we still see, the drama and the proceedings that Black people have to go through in the court systems today. To see somebody at that time, right after the whole Rodney King situation, be successful and also have a Black lawyer be successful in the courtroom was huge. At the end of the day, this man was acquitted. He was not charged. No matter how you feel about the case or whatever, there are holes in this case. I know there's people who still, you know what I mean, want to attach the glove to him and, all that. But at the end of the day, he went through court. He went through his trial fair and square and he won. So, and then obviously you said it before, I'm not going to regurgitate it. He went through the whole situation with the armed robbery situation, which was sad. Obviously it seemed like the judge was still trying him on his previous case. So he ended up getting a little bit more. You still see people trying him even after his death. I think that's unfair. To me, I get people are going to bring up the book and all this other type of shit. Look, I'm not saying my man was a saint at all. I'm not. But at the end of the day, if people, you believe in the court system, then you should believe in his verdict. That's all I got to say. If you believe in the court system, you know what I mean? You believed it during the George Zimmerman case and all these other cases and stuff like that. You should believe in this one too. What's the difference? And even though with these two over here, even with some of the cases we've seen in recent past, we actually have videotape on that shit. We ain't got nothing with this. Obviously you have evidence, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm not going to keep going on, but at the end of the day, O.J. Simpson, believe what you want, be respectful at the end of the day to his family. And prayers out to them, man. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember the case too, man. I remember when the day before the verdict, my dad telling me, if OJ's found guilty, you ain't going to school.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Because that's how real it was. Like, my father was like, they might riot. You know what I'm saying? They might get crazy up in there.
But even if he was found not guilty, you had the situation where how are white people, how is the white community going to react to this? You know what I mean? It was especially around those times, this is right after Rodney King. This is, all those riots that happened in LA. You know what I mean? Like, seeing the Bronco chase was was so iconic. You know what I mean? In a sense, like
pretty much ruined the finals for the Knicks and
it did. You know what I mean? It did. Not for real. I think it was game 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is literally this whole trial was like really the first reality TV show we've ever got. It really was. You know what I mean? We never saw anything like this. I think the verdict got over 150 million viewers at that specific time for the ruling. You know what I mean? That's bigger than 3 Super Bowls. You know what I mean? So OJ was an iconic figure. No matter where you want to put him in it, you know what I mean? He's up there with the Michael Jacksons. He was
a Hall of Famer too. I forgot to mention he was a Hall of
Famer. as I said, imagine if this trial went on during social media era, bro. This shit would have been crazy. And unfortunately, I do believe we will get one of those. We will get one of those in a sense. Times is crazy right now, so I would not be surprised. But hey, man, It is what it is with his life. He was a prominent football player, prominent football star in college and in the pros. He was a successful Hollywood actor. And no matter how you feel about the case or whatnot, just is what it is, So, but respect to his family. Prayers out.
For sure. All right, man. Let's talk about Future and Metro Booming. They dropped their second album. Still Don't Trust You. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. After I found out it was gonna be R&B stuff, I heard a few tracks and I wasn't feeling it. So
yeah, I know me and you talked about it on Saturday. My ears were kind of going into this whole rap beef shit. I was suspecting more of a rap album. So when I first initially said it, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't, just because I was going in the ears. My ears were going in it that lane. But obviously, after kind of re-listening and stuff like that, obviously, this reminds you a lot of the Hendrix album. You know what I mean? And I like the Hendrix album. So obviously, there are a couple songs I do fuck with. I actually am growing to like this a little bit more and more. I know you're not a fan of R&B Future, but I like it. I fuck with it. I think it's a decent album. I still think Hendrix is better, but there are a couple tracks I like. I think Metro, producing wise, I think Metro did it again. I think this is well produced. I love how he did a couple of the mixes with certain songs with Ryan Isley and stuff like that. So I appreciate this album. I think it's better than what I initially thought. I'm not saying this is the greatest thing in the world, but I like it for a future album. I do.
For sure. All right, man. Let's do our better surefire picks, man.
Let's do it. You want to go first, or you want me?
Yeah, because I only got one. I'm gonna take the Golden State Warriors -2.5 tomorrow over the Kings. I'm trusting Steph. I'm trusting the veteran, the experience. I think they're gonna pull through, and I think they're gonna cover that 2.5.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you on that. I got 3. So I got the Warriors and Kings. I got this going to over 223.5. Obviously, I think defensively, I think they both struggle. So I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. Then I got a hockey one. I got the Minnesota Wild money line over the Kings tonight. So watch out for that. And then I know this game isn't until Wednesday, but our pod is Wednesday night. So this game will be going on. So you got to make this before our pod. So I got the Hawks +3 against the Bulls. I like the Hawks a lot in this game, especially with Trae Young back. So I got those. Those are my 3 for the BetUs. Shout out to BetUs too.
Shout out to BetUs. If you go to our YouTube channel or if you go to our Twitter page, you'll see it in the pin. Click the direct link. Sign up. This is for new users. Once you sign up, you get a 125% signing bonus. That's 3 risk-free bets and a 10% gambling insurance. So go ahead and sign up for BetUs and get your bet on, man. Win you some money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to put in the promo code join 125. Join 125. All right, man. Let's talk about UFC 300.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now look, I'm gonna be real. All I saw was the Matt Holloway knockout.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I saw.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna let you go ahead and break it down.
So I want to say shout out to UFC 300 was amazing. Minus the Aljamain Sterling fight, that one was pretty much a bore. But the rest of them were pretty amazing. I'm not gonna go through all the fights because they had a lot of them. I'm just gonna stick with the key ones. I'm gonna start with Yuri Prochaska against Alexander Rakic. This is one of the more exciting fights. Prochaska just literally got defeated by Alex Pereira and lost the belt. So he was coming back trying to rekindle that flame. He looked really good. Both fighters looked really good. He ended up stopping them in TKO round 2, so that was really good. Bo Nickel, he looked really good against Cody Bundage, rear naked chokehold in round 2, so he looked really nice. Max Holloway, my guy, amazing fight with Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje was kind of ripping him with them leg kicks, but Max Holloway looks amazing. You know, he looks prime, he looks ready. He looks like he's ready for Ilia Topuria for a title defense. It looks like we could be getting that fight, so that's a really exciting fight. Also, you know, I've been seeing some boxing fans kind of getting on this whole Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, thing. I don't know what it is with boxing fans hating on the whole Max Holloway thing. I don't understand that. I think that's kind of corny. These are two different styles of fighting. You know, obviously boxing is more purist. UFC, you have different kinds of styles, you know, with, you know, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and all that. So I don't understand the hate. So I think all that shit is corny. Zhang Weili defeated Yan. I think Zhang Weili looked really amazing. Yan is a tough chick, man. She, you know, it looked like she was kind of out when she got rear chokehold. It looked like she was out, but she came back. She held her own. She was pretty much getting dominated on the ground. You know, she needs to work on that. I think stand-up game, she's pretty amazing, but on the ground, Zhang Weili dominated that whole fight. So shout out to Zhang. She keeps her belt. And then obviously Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. You know, Jamal Hill did all that shit talking. Alex Pereira knocked him out cold. So I think this is a big night. And then obviously, I think the biggest thing was Dana White announcing Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier for 302 in New Jersey. That's June 1st. That's going to be a huge fight for the belt. But the biggest thing of all, Conor McGregor is back. They announced his fight. He's going to be fighting in Las Vegas June 29th for UFC International Fight Week. He'll be fighting Michael Chandler. So it should definitely be exciting times for UFC. They got a lot of great fights coming up, especially in June, man. It's going to be crazy. So make sure y'all look out for that.
So what rating would you give UFC 300?
I would give it a 10. 10 out of 10.
Oh,
I would give it a 10 out of 10. If you threw out that Aljamain Sterling fight, and look, Aljamain Sterling, his fight was really boring. He did dominate the fight. He wrestled the fuck out of that dude, so it was kind of slow pacing. So overall, with his style, he looked really good. It just wasn't really too exciting and eye pleasing. But besides that, man, overall, the fights were amazing. Across the board, you know what I mean? Even at work, people across the board even said UFC 300 was a chef's kiss. So, yeah, 10 out of 10 for sure.
For sure. All right. Talk a little boxing. Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol was announced a couple hours ago. And also on this card, you have Zhang versus Demetrius Drew blank. What's the dude's name? Wilder. Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder, yeah.
It's
on the same card?
Yeah, it's on the same card.
Okay.
The co-main event. This is done by the Saudi Arabian Prince. Mm-hmm. He's putting this on. He's putting his money up. But, you know, we have our feelings about Deontay Wilder and how he's been looking in his career lately.
Yeah.
This fight is if he looks like old Wilder, then this is him and Zhang is a good fight because they're gonna go blow for blow. There's gonna be somebody's getting knocked out. But the fight that's really gonna be great for and I think it's actually out of all the fights that are going on, it's the more underrated fight is this Beterbiev and Bivol fight because these two are gonna go at it too. I think Beterbiev is the stronger, heavier puncher. He's a knockout artist. That's what he does. Whereas in Bivol's a more technically sound, but he can knock you out too. But he's way more technically sound. This is going to be a style contrast. I think Bivol will try to outbox Bivol and try to tire him out in the later round, and then get him to them later rounds and try to break him down. Whereas I think Bivol is going to from the jump. From round one, he's going to try to get him out of there. So, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Well, I'll start off with the Zhang Wilder fight. Obviously, me and you are not impressed where Wilder is, but I still do appreciate him being on the card. As I said, I think boxing needs to start doing more where they have multiple superstars on these cards to make these cards a lot better, UFC style. I hope we see a really good fight with that. Zhang's coming off a defeat on his last fight. Wilder really didn't look amazing in his last fight. So I think yo, Wilder needs to show out on this one, man. If he does not look good in this fight, I think it's kind of
over.
like over. As far as him getting big money fights, and him having that kind of desire for people to want to see. So I really hope he still can produce. I think it's better for boxing if Wilder is better. Obviously, we just saw the Jared Anderson shit. That shit was unimpressive as fuck. He needs a lot of work, and he needs to get back in the lab and rededicate himself to the sport of boxing. But off him. As far as like the Bitter Beef Bivol fight, I agree with you. This is definitely probably the most underrated fight of the year that's so far that's announced. These two fighters are going to go at it. Bivol is an amazing fighter. I agree with you. Bitter Beef is going to go straight to him, and I don't think Bivol will be scared of that. Bivol's definitely going to try to outbox him for sure. I think he does have the better movement, but Bitter Beef, if he connects, I think Bivol does have a chin though, so it's going to be it's going to be an interesting chess match with that. But I think it's going to be a really exciting fight. I don't think it's going to be a dull moment in this fight. I think it's going to be a lights, camera, action all 12 rounds, and I expect it to go all 12 rounds. And in that case, I would favor Bivol. But hey, man, I'm excited for it. Just sucks that, as I said, I'm not a fan of these Middle East fights because the energy in the building be trash as fuck. It's nothing against, the royalty of him making these fights. I do appreciate him doing that. I just think the atmosphere is just trash. If he can fix the atmosphere aspect of these fights, I think it will be a lot better, especially with these fights being a little bit earlier in the day, especially for in America. But as overall, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for it, and I'm definitely curious to see. And I will be rooting for Wilder for a better performance, man. I really do hope that he performs a lot better than what we've been seeing in his last couple fights.
And just to be sure, this is a part of the match book 5 versus 5. So 5 of the fighters will be Eddie Hearn's fighters, and the other 5 will be Frank Warren's fighters. So
okay, cool.
That's what this whole thing is. So
like I like that. I like that.
Deontay Wilder is with Eddie Hearns. Zhao Zhang is with Frank Warren.
I like that. I like that crossover stuff, man. I think we need more of it, man. It just sucks, certain bodies of promoters block a lot of these great fights, man, or make it hard as hell to get to these fights. So hopefully we can get to a point, man, where this can be normalized for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Also, staying in boxing, the Zone has sent a contract, which that's Eddie Hearns, sent a contract to fight Boots Enos. Now, we all talked about it last week that Boots Enos has signed with the Zone. He signed a 3-year contract, with Matchroom. He signed a 3-year contract with them. And I'm sure he's going to, one thing about Eddie Hearns, he's going to keep you busy. Now, there's some speculating that if he doesn't get the Bud fight, I think he does fight Conor Benn, another fighter that's, been coming up. He's rather controversial, but, what I'm saying, he is. I think that's still a good fight for Boots. What I'm saying? Conor Benn has a little name overseas, especially in England. So, what are your thoughts on this whole situation, him sending that contract? Do you think Bud signs it? Do you think he's still, gun home going to 154? What are your thoughts?
I think it's a smart chess move from the Zone. I think it's a smart chess move from Boots, because right now there is no opponent for Bud. You know what I mean?
Also, there is, and not to cut you off, but there's also announced that in November they're trying to push for the rematch for Fedor and Tim Tszyu.
Okay. Bud hasn't fought since July. You know what I mean? We're almost hitting a year in a couple months. So Bud needs to get back in the ring. I'm a big Bud fan, but he needs to get back in the ring. You know what I mean? You don't want to lose all that lust that you build up off of that Errol Spence fight. You know what I mean? It's getting to dangerous times with that. And I get it. Bud's gonna want to fight who he wants to fight, and I know he there's some bigger fights that he wants, but at the same time, he has to be careful, man. He has to be careful. So I think this is a brilliant chess move on both parties with the Zone and Boots. This is probably the biggest fight that he can get at this current time with the whole Tim Tszyu and Fedora. They're out for at least the next couple months. And then obviously they're pushing for the rematch. So, and then obviously Canelo ain't nowhere near around. I said Charlos aren't nowhere near around. So, but it's gonna have to make a decision here soon. So, At this point, man, I say it's 50-50 at this point. I really do, because Bud needs to really make a decision on who he wants to fight. He can't fight no bum. He can't do that. He has to keep the buzz going, and it's been almost a year. So I say this is about 50-50 that this fight happens right now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm more, yeah, yeah,
You think it's
60-40.
50-50 or 60-40?
60-40 going the other way up. Like it's 40% chance that he signs and 60 that it don't.
Because like, where does he go? Like,
Who?
what fight does he get right now? He can't
Well,
wait.
if
He
he
can't wait forever.
well, if he's gonna go to 154, like I said, he's gonna have to fight a catch weight
Hmm.
person, or not a catch weight, but he's gonna have to fight one of them people in the rankings. Like I think like Erickson Lubin would be
Hmm.
a great fight for Bud to come into 154, because Erickson Lubin is kind of in that range of, he's in the middle somewhere. Like he deserves a title shot. He does.
Hmm.
Um, he just beat the other one of the other guys. I forgot his name. Jesse Ramos, I think his name is. He just beat Jesse Ramos, which was controversial. I thought Jesse Ramos actually won. Um, but all in all, I'm a Lubin fan though. I like Erickson Lubin.
Hmm.
And I think it would be an excellent fight for both of them, and it would show, if Bud can, which I think he will. I think he would beat Erickson Lubin, but it would just put him, in that spot to where he can get that title shot that he wants at 154. Now, who he fights, that's a whole different story, because of Fedora and Tim Tszyu fighting for the, possibly doing a rematch. Um, and then you got Errol Spence now in the picture. We don't know what he's gonna do. We talked
Hmm.
about Errol Spence and what he could possibly do as far as a tune-up fight. We talked about that last episode. Um, and then at 147, there's only one more person he can fight, and that's Boots. That is the only person to me I want to
Nah,
see.
yeah, yeah, nah, for
That I
real.
want to see Bud Crawford fight at 147. And I'm not mad at, Boots, doing this chess move to try to get Crawford, to
Hmm.
fight. You know what I'm saying? I think this is one of the reasons why he didn't sign with PBC, is because he knew Eddie Hearns had the cachet to go, holler at Bud and be like, look, we got the check for you. Come over here and fight fight over here and fight Boots. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it'll be an interesting fight, because
Hmm.
Boots does, you know, he does have skills that would, presents, possible troubles for Bud Crawford. Do I
Hmm.
think Bud would win? Yes, but I think it'd be closer than a lot of people would, probably because they don't know who Boots is, so they automatically be like, "Oh, Bud's gonna
Yeah.
get this guy up out of here."
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
us, we're boxing fans. We watch Boots Enos. Boots Enos is an amazing fighter, and he's young. He's only
Yeah.
like 24, 25 years old. He's still a
Hmm.
young guy. So, and I think he's really hitting his stride. There's only one fight I've seen Boots Enos where he looked a little like, and that's because it was just the matchup. The dude that he fought just had a hell of a chin, and sometimes when you fight somebody with a hell of a chin, it's hard to get him out of there.
Yeah.
You start losing that, not so much focus. It's just like, man, like,
Yeah.
man, go down. Man.
Right.
You could
Right.
just see the frustration on the dude's face. Um, but other than that, he's been beating and knocking everybody out. So
Hmm.
I think Boots Enos, and it would be hell of a hopper. Would I be surprised? Like, would I be surprised if Boots won and it went the distance? Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if Boots went in there and knocked Bud Crawford out.
Hmm.
Like if he beat him down like Bud beat Errol Spence, I think we all would look the same way. Like, yo, he
Yeah.
dominated Bud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but if he goes in there and it goes the differences in this back and forth, and maybe the later rounds, Boots just takes a few of those rounds and he beats Bud Crawford, would I be surprised? No, I would not.
So how soon do you think Bud needs to announce his next fight?
Within the next month. Within the next month, it's time, man. Like it's
Yeah.
almost a year.
Yeah. I think he needs to be on that pace of a 2-fight year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He needs to do that, like, to keep the relevance there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mayweather gave the blueprint: fight in April, May, and then fight again in
September.
September,
Mm-hmm.
September. And then you keep the relevance there. You know what I mean? You fight. No one's asking you to fight 3 fights a year, 4 fights a year. Just do a solid 2.
You
You
passed
know what I
that
mean?
now.
Yeah, so let's say he announced it within the next month, sometime in May. We're looking at almost a June fight at that point,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even a
Mm-hmm.
July fight at that point. So you know, I'm one of the I'm me. I'm a big Bud Crawford fan, man, but
Yeah.
he needs to he's giving a lot of ammo for these Ray Jacksons with this long drought of him not announcing no fights or no participation. It's just like we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard yeah, we hear speculation, but we haven't heard anything from his camp lately. At least me personally, I haven't heard
I haven't.
anything. I haven't heard Terrence Crawford talk about who he
Mm-hmm.
wants to fight. Obviously, we haven't heard anything since kind of like the months leading after his fight with Spence, and a lot of that was Canelo. That buzz started buzzing a little bit towards the end of the year, beginning of this year, but then all that kind of died off. So you need to hear something soon, very soon.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah. All right, man. Let's do pick a stick. Sean Payton, head coach of the Broncos, Denver
All right.
Broncos.
Yeah, I got a solid 10 names, man. So I'm gonna read these names. You know how it goes. So first name, I got Doug Peterson of the
Hold on,
Jacksonville.
hold on. Set the stage. Why are you doing pick a stick for Sean Payton?
So, all right. So I'm doing pick or stick for Sean Payton because I personally believe this man is an overrated coach. I think a lot of people hang on to him winning that one Super Bowl that I still think they got lucky on. If it wasn't for that onside kick, who knows how that game goes? And then he's had a lot of obviously regular season wise they've looked really good, but he's got a lot of playoff mishaps, man. And that's just not the players not responding to his coaching. But there's been some questionable calls and stuff like that. So this is the reason why I got Sean Payton. He's an older coach. We have a lot of younger coaches coming in, some older coaches coming in. On this list, I didn't put your boy. I didn't bother to put your boy. There's no reason to put your boy. We all know the answer to that. But I said I do got 10 names. So as you just heard, first name, Doug Peterson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, he did get that championship with the Philadelphia Eagles. What do you think?
That's a good one right there. I'm gonna slightly go with Sean Payton.
Why Sean? Why Sean?
I just think I think he's slightly better. I think he's
Okay.
slightly better. I think he's slightly better. I think he's him. I get it. You know what I'm saying? There were some years with New Orleans Saints where they didn't make the playoffs, but their offense was always prolific. So
For sure.
yeah, I'm good with Sean.
For sure. Now, this next coach, he's a younger coach, kind of just started, but he has been really successful as of late. Mike McDaniel with the Miami Dolphins.
I'm gonna go Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Okay. I get it. He's young, still got a lot to prove. All right, next one. I got one of your favorite boys from the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni.
Sean Payton 2 times on Sundays and twice on Thursdays.
For sure. Next one, I got the man from Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell.
I'm gonna go with Sean. Sean's accomplished more. It's just I like Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a good play caller. I got to see more. I got to see him be more consistent with the success.
I got you. I agree. Next one, another one of your favorite boys. I got your man Sean McDermott of the Buffalo.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Sean McVay. Boy, no. This is interesting, but I'm gonna go Sean Payton on this because in the playoffs he has been a little bit more successful than McDermott. He has.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't throw in Sean McVay in this list because I know the answer to that as well. Number 6. This exuberant man, Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions.
Dan Campbell, huh? Nah, give me Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, into the final 4. Number 7, I got Matt LaFleur of the Green Bay Packers.
I like Matt LaFleur. He finally got to do his offense that he wanted to do, not the Aaron Rodgers offense. Jordan Love looks like he's primed to be the next up. I'm still going Sean Payton.
You still going Sean? I might pick with Matt on that one.
I just think Matt needs to prove it on him. I know he's been the NFC Championship games with Aaron Rodgers, but he still got to get over that. He got to do it with Jordan. I got to see you do it with Jordan.
Okay.
On a consistent basis.
Okay. Next one. Another one of your fan favorites. Zach Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Man, you don't get that dude up out of here. Sean Payton.
I'll pay it. All right. Final two. These ones should be a little bit tougher. The new head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, Jim Harbaugh or Sean Payton.
Give me Jim, man.
Jim. I'll take Jim. All right. And then finally, I think he's in a little bit of a hot seat this year. I still think he's a decent coach. Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers.
Give me Kyle, man. Give me Kyle Shanahan, man. I know he's got his woes, but man, and I know he ain't really got a Super Bowl just like, over Sean Payton, but he's more consistent than Sean Payton. Like you said, we harping on that one Super Bowl that Sean Payton had, whereas Kyle's been in and out consistent, and he's had a little bad luck with injuries and things of that nature. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's the list.
All right, for sure. All right, man. Flowers of the week. What do you got?
Flowers. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I ain't got no flowers. But I'll just do this. I'm gonna shout out my sister. It was recently her birthday. So flowers to her. Love you, miss you. So flowers to her. Hope you're doing well.
For sure. I'm gonna give my flowers to the young ladies tonight in the WNBA draft. You girls made it. You did it. You had a great, successful college year, and now you're here about to get drafted to the WNBA and make some good money for your family and you. So kill it, do your thing. I'm proud of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, who gets your hell no of the week?
So this hell no is pretty morbid, but my hell no goes to Danielle Johnson. This young lady, she's a popular astrology influencer. She recently, due to the eclipse, thought that it was going to be the end of the world and all that. So she proceeded to murder her boyfriend, take her 2 kids, drive down the highway, push them out the car, and then she slammed her car into a tree. One of the kids passed away. Boyfriend passed away. One of the kids did survive at this particular time. She gets my biggest hell no in the sense of how crazy, psychotic that shit is. Prayers out to all the families, loved ones involved in this. Prayers out to the young child that's still in the hospital, who lost both of her parents. And hopefully she finds a quick recovery and peace that she needs. But hell no goes to Miss Danielle Johnson.
Damn. I ain't got no hell no this week, man.
That's good. No hate. No hate today.
Yeah, I can't think of nobody for hell no the week.
That's good. No hate. No hate in your heart today. That's what's up. Flowers to Cris. Clap it up for Cris.
I'm just saying.
I ain't mad at that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Oh my God.
All right. Shout out to all the hell no's out there. All right, man. You know we got to show them some love.
You already know.
Glitch Energy.
Glitch Energy, man. Shout out to them. Glitch Energy drink offers a wide range of delicious flavors to suit everyone's taste preferences, whether you're into fruity flavors like Maui Punch, Cherry Bomb, Blue Smurf, or grenades. There's something for everyone. Glitch Energy drink is not only for great gamers and workout warriors, but also for everyday people who simply need a boost of energy. It's a healthy choice that you can feel good about. You can find more information and purchase Glitch Energy drink at glitchenergy.com. Remember to use the promo code CRISTALMALL to get 10% off your purchase and start enjoying these great, delicious drinks. So use the promo code, save some money. Shout out to Glitch.
Yeah, shout out to Glitch, man. whatever streaming platform you use to listen to your podcast on, the Chris Mahler podcast is available, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever you use to listen to your podcast on, the Chris Mahler podcast is available. If you're a first time watcher on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we do our lives on Mondays, usually at 12 p.m., Pacific Standard Time, and then Wednesday nights at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. Jump in the live. You could, drop a comment on the topics that we talk about. So we want you guys to be a part of this experience just as much as we are. Just podcast is supposed to be for the people, and we want to give y'all that opportunity to speak your mind. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever social media platform you use, whatever social media platform you use, what's that? Oh, there you go. Follow us at Chris Mall, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Threads, all the social media platforms. Follow us, we'll follow you back. Just some regular guys who like to talk sports and music and real life issues. So go ahead and follow us, man. Hit us up. We got a feedback, critiques, topics, a question that you want us to bring up on the show. We like it. We will bring it up on the show, and we will shout you out on the show for giving us said topic or question. Like I said, we want y'all to be a part of this show too. So go ahead and hit us up. Don't be afraid to hit us up, man. We will hit you back as soon as we get the message. So
absolutely.
Shout out to all the listeners today and everybody who rocks with us, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We do not take y'all for granted. Without y'all, we don't have a show. So
yeah, all love, all love.
So all right, people, until Wednesday night. We go.